Hello, everyone. Well, this is the first video on a list of Excel videos. I'm going to show you some Excel features. And this is, well, I'm going to create a drop-down list. Okay, so I have here a list of materials and I have here a list of conductivities. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create a list of materials. In that cell, I want a drop-down list. And I want to see, I would be able to select all these materials that we have here. Well, actually, this is quite easy because the only thing I need to do is go to data, then data validation. Then here you have to allow list. And then this is the source or the range. So you click here, select, don't select the first one. The first one is the material itself. So it's the first row. So select all the materials that we have here. We click OK. And you see that here we have this drop-down list and we can select any material. We can go up to, but now there is a challenge. I would like to have, I would be able to select this, and then I want this conductivity to show up here. Okay, so that's a little bit more complicated. By the way, removing a list, it's not intuitive. We have to go to data validation again, and we have to do any value, and then we don't have a list here. Okay, so now we don't have the drop-down list. We delete, and we don't have a list on that cell. To do that, I'm going to create a table. So tables are, this is not a table. These are just different columns and rows, but it's not a table. If I select everything here, if I select all the elements that have a name and a value, then I can type Control T. And with the Control T, you have this create table. Select, and you have selected all this range. My table has headers. It's important because it does have headers. We have material conductivity. So that recognizes that this first row, it's not an actual value, it's just the header. And now you see that it changes and we can change the format or the color or whatever. So, okay, so it's different. And this is not just a cell, it's the header of a table. Okay, so that's the first thing we have to do. Now, I have to select the table. And in formulas, I have to create from selection. So creating from selection, create names from selection. So I'm going to name the top row. Okay, so because those are the names. So I don't have to select that cell. I just can type that name and Excel will understand that I'm referring to this column. So let's click OK. So now I have a table and I have created those names, material and conductivity, as the header for that table. So now I want to create a list. So if I want to create a list, I can select this. I can go to data, same thing I did before. I can go to data validation. I can select list, nothing has changed. But here in source, I don't have to select the source. I can type equals and material. And if I click OK, I do have the material here. I don't need to select all the range of all the cells with all materials. Everything that it's under that column, it's a material, and then Excel recognizes that here we have a material. If we want to create different cells with list, we only have to click here, this tiny, and each element is different, and I can create here, or I can select any material from that list. But now this is the tricky part of this video. I want to get this number here so that if I change the material, I change thermal conductivity here. How can I do that? Well, to do that, I need to create a formula. it can be a different formula. I'm going to select, you have a function here, and you type sum. Better if we type equals, type sum, and I'm going to select this, why this function, sum if s. Well, there might be other functions, but I'm going to select this one because I have everything that I need for with this formula. So this is the sum range. Basically, what it does is to sum the number. If it's only one number under air atmosphere, it sums this. If there were another air atmosphere with a different number, it will sum it. But in this case, I want to assign this to this number to that material. So first, sum range. It's the column that it has the actual value. So this column is conductivity. No, it's not that homework. I just want to select the range. Okay, that's sheet 3, conductivity. That's good. Then, comma, criteria range. It's the material. So here I have to type material again. Don't select the workbook. Select just the worksheet. Material. And I want to select this F value because I want the material here and I want thermal conductivity there. So, select this, close the parentheses, click OK, and then in cement Portland we have 168. And if I change this fiberglass, work fiberglass here is 0.23. And now if we drag this down, you see that if we change this brickwork, let's make it air. So the air has 0.9. This is going to be very useful. The only thing that it's weird is why we have to select this formula. Well, I can select any other formula, but I have to well, not any other, but I have to select a formula that allows me to select this range, and then this range, the material, and then attach this place where I have created the list.